What's up, guys? Brian Grant here of ContestChampion.com. Welcome back to day 2 of Mastery Week, where the testing continues today. Today I wanted to test the resistance masteries, so energy resistance and physical resistance. And you can see that physical resistance is actually locked for me still. It's a fairly cheap unlock, but I really didn't think it was worth it at all pre-12.0 update. However, now that they've come out with these flat values here, I feel like it might be worth more than it was pre-12.0 update if you're playing a champion that does not already have some resistance built into their just their natural ability set. So it's probably worth less for champions that have like some kind of crazy physical resistance already. But for champions that have none, I feel like it might be worth more. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of testing. And I also want to see how they interact with block proficiency, since we determined yesterday that block proficiency, I feel like it's worth it in most cases. Not every single case, but most cases it's going to be worth it to pick that up. So I have a new spreadsheet all laid out for us here. We're going to be doing this against Magic. Shout out to Zachariah for helping me come up with this idea. This way we can just test one champion against Magic and test all of these categories, because, yeah, I'm not going to do this with multiple champions, guys. You can see we have a lot of categories here. We have 8 of them, in fact. So we have light attack, hit, crit, and block. The medium attack, hit, crit, and block. And then a medium parry and limbo damage from Magic. That's where the Magic resistance is going to come in. And we're going to be testing it 3 times. With no resistance at all, with full resistance, and then resistance plus block proficiency. So let's go back to the game here, and I'm going to be using my Star-Lord here. I figure that's a pretty good test subject against Magic, since there is a Magic in Labyrinth of Legends. Maybe this information will come in handy there. Plus, he doesn't have any base physical or magical resistances. My mastery setups here, I have completely wiped out the offensive tree. I only have these 2 points in defense for now. And then utility, I have kind of my normal utility setup here, which does have parry maxed out, but again, parry is not affected by diminishing returns, so that shouldn't really play any kind of role in the testing here. Alright, so let's go ahead and find a Magic to go up against, and this should not be too difficult. Let's just find the highest Magic over here, and look at that, HQ Sean, basically Mr. Labyrinth of Legends himself. Alright, so let's go ahead and duel this Magic here. And again, I just want to throw in my Star-Lord. This is a 440 Star-Lord with his rating kind of gimped there with my weak mastery setup. Let's go ahead and start this out here. And again, this is with no resistances and without block proficiency. And I just want to test a few things. Alright guys, I'm actually done with all the testing. I was going to bring you along for the ride on this one again, but it took entirely too long to do all the testing to show in a single video. Because I actually wanted to get hit and I wanted to get crit, it wasn't something that I could do just in one fight to get all of these numbers. And I had to make sure that I stayed above a certain threshold just in case HQ Sean had Assassin, which is a likely mastery to have, so it took a while to get all these numbers. But I have the numbers. The results are fairly interesting. It looks like the damage reduction is about 6.5%. Now again, I'm using Star-Lord here, who does not have any physical or magic resistance built into his ability set. So if you are using a champion that has a certain amount of physical or magic resistance already, these masteries are not going to help out as much. That's just the way that diminishing returns works. But most champions don't have this stuff built in, so it's about a 6.5% difference. Even when blocking, it reduces by about 6.5%. The limbo damage is again about 6.5%. The only thing that really does not get reduced by much is the light attack crit and the medium attack crit. You can see here it only went down by 3 and 5 damage. Like, what? That's nothing. I guess I didn't understand the way that it worked for when you crit. I guess it cuts through most of that resistance. I am gonna just check with Kabam on this. Maybe I'll hit him up on the forums just to make sure that is the correct way that this works, because I just didn't know, I guess. I don't know. But I do want to verify with them that this is correct. You definitely do still block a lot more damage from having the block proficiency mastery, so if you are only concerned about the incoming block damage and you have a certain limited number of points to choose, definitely go with block proficiency. You can see here, this reduced it by 10, and then it reduced it by 17 more by having block proficiency. So, yeah, block proficiency, definitely the way to go. Even when it comes to parrying, it only went down by 5 versus going down by more than 5. So, yeah, looks like, what was that, 27? Yeah, 27 damage there. So, you do reduce a lot more damage by having block proficiency, but you can combine the two, which leads me to how I might be changing up my masteries going forward. So if we jump back into the game here, it's no longer for me, it's no longer just like a set build that I want to go for the defensive tree. I actually do want to change it up sometimes. When it comes to reducing the limbo damage, it probably is worth it to get energy resistance. It's only 4 points, right? And if you like, all right, I guess I should say this though too. When it comes to the defensive tree, I only want to put 15 points in the first part. I want to put like a maximum of 15 points in the first part to get over to things like willpower and inequity and resonate. So I only want to put 15 points. So I have to be very careful with how I'm choosing these masteries. I do still think that it's worth having block proficiency maxed out because there's no way around taking block damage unless you are an absolute god at this game, which means you're probably cheating almost, right? If you're never taking any block damage, because that includes parrying damage, right? So I'm probably always going to have these 4 points in block proficiency. Then it's a toss up between how many points I want to put for energy resistance and physical resistance. For the most part, I'm probably going to have 1 point into salve, and I'm probably still going to have 3 points into recovery, just because I think recovery is a really strong mastery. Salve, I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. It's kind of debatable. I don't think it's that strong. I feel like I can take out 2 points here. Of course, I would like to have it maxed out. I'd like to have all these masteries maxed out, but I feel like I can remove 2 points in salve and be okay, especially since it does not affect robots. So let's say you're using Ultron to get through Alliance quest or something like that, which I do every single Alliance quest. I can drop salve, and it doesn't matter for me. Same thing for Vision. So yeah, right now I have 10 points in the defensive tree, right? And that gives me some options. That gives me some room to play around here. I can max out energy resistance, and that would put me at 14 and leave me 1 point left over to do whatever I'd like with it. Actually, I mean, I guess what I would do is I would put 1 point into each of these, and then since I have 3 points left to get me to 15 to get me over to willpower and some of the other masteries over here, I would choose between maxing out magic resistance or physical resistance, depending on what I'm going to be doing. And in most cases, it is going to be physical resistance. But if I'm going up someone like magic, who has unavoidable magic damage coming in at me, then it's going to be switched over to, those 3 points are going to be switched over to energy resistance. I have to figure out. I would imagine that the Iceman's unavoidable damage is magic as well. So for those of you who have not completed Master Mode, I haven't tested this myself, but for those of you who have not completed Master Mode, it probably is a good idea to max out energy resistance. You're gonna, I believe it would reduce that damage by 6.5%. Again, haven't tested it. Something that you might want to try out yourself. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video and do some testing on it before the event is over. But we are kind of running out of time here, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that myself. But it is interesting at least. It is interesting at least. I don't think it's worth getting perfect block, and I don't think it's worth getting points in stand your ground. Like stand your ground is actually a somewhat interesting mastery. It could even help out your defenders on Alliance War defense. But the argument is when you're actually on offense or questing or whatever, that you should never get hit by a heavy attack. And of course that's not the case. We get hit by heavy attacks sometimes. It happens, but I do feel like having the extra damage reduction of the resistance masteries is now worth it and now more valuable than those points. So this might be what my early defensive tree looks like from now on. I'm not sure. I'm not totally set on it. I could actually take 2 points out of here and throw those in salve if I really do want that extra healing, but I don't think I do. I think I like it like this. So I'm gonna play around with this for the next couple of days, having my mastery set up like this. And I don't know if I'll be able to see the difference. That's why I did this testing, so I actually know if there's a difference. But I think that these masteries are worth it. I think that these masteries are worth it. And pre 12.0 update, I feel like they just weren't worth it. So yeah, hopefully this testing has helped you guys out in some way. If it did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And of course, I'll be back with more mastery-based videos for the remainder of Mastery Week that we have going on here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.